I am joined by Mike Kirlan with Loco Wines. Good morning. Thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
So, tell me a little bit about the history and the background of Loco Wines.
Great. So Loco was formed in 2005 by two friends who were longtime wine industry guys. And really what happened is they didn't like the direction of California wine at the time. They were very much Francophiles. They drank a lot of Burgundy especially. And they thought that California could make more balanced, finesse-driven wines. And they used their connections to buy about 7 tons of Chardonnay fruit in the Alexander Valley, and they made an unoaked Chardonnay, which at that time was very rare. And in fact, I owned a wine store at the time, and I bought that first vintage, and it wasn't really very good. But I loved what they were doing. I loved the idea. And progressively, the wines have gotten better and better. And now we're considered one of the best Chardonnay and Pinot Noir producers in Sonoma County. We work in Sonoma, Mendocino, and in Santa Cruz. So really our MO is we find some of the greatest vineyards in California, and then we make especially Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. What we really try to do is allow those vineyards to speak through our wines. So we have very minimalist winemaking, and really what that means is less new oak, less ripeness, less extraction, and we really want those places to speak through into our wines. And I think it's very easy for most tasters to understand the difference between Santa Cruz, for example, and Mendocino because the wines are very different. And when you don't dress them up, it's easy to taste where they come from.
I love the fact that, a lot of people just think of, a Chardonnay as a Chardonnay. And I guess like anything, there's a learning curve, like you were saying. I love the fact that they took something very traditional and added their own sort of twist to it to, see what they could get out of that.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. And we really respect these places where they come from, and we see the differences in the vineyards and in the soils and the climates. And we really want to keep our hands off of that as much as possible to allow those things to shine through in our wines. And we were one of the early practitioners of what you might want to call the new California wine, which is lower alcohol, less manipulation, and in 2005 that was very rare. And now the pendulum has sort of swung back, and at the wine festival here you're seeing several of our contemporaries that are making wines in a similar style, and I think it's really nice to allow guests to see this new type of wine that's coming out of California. It's very exciting.
That is really exciting. So later on today, if someone wants to try some of your wine, what events are you going to be at this afternoon?
Yes, I'll be at the Pinot Noir seminar, which is at the Osprey, which I don't know if there's tickets left, but maybe somebody can try to get in. And then we'll be here at this beautiful setting for the grand tasting this afternoon, pouring our wines.
That's great. And, we were talking about this off camera just a little bit, just how exciting this is this year, because it's not just your grandparents' wine, so to speak. It's not just the very traditional wines that everyone has grown up with, that not only yourself, but a lot of the wineries here are, I'm just going to say new school, for lack of a better word.
That's a great
But, this new twist on just, an old classic. What are you most excited about for tonight?
Well, actually, I want to walk around and taste some of the wines from small California wineries I've never tasted before. And there's people that I've heard about their wines, but they make such a small amount that they're not out in the market very often. And I met a couple winemakers last night. Scar of the Sea, for example, is here. I'm really excited to taste some of his wines. But I think it's a great opportunity for people who are at the wine festival to have their eyes open to some new things they might not normally see. And it is the best time to be drinking California wine. The quality of the wines is so high, the passion of the winemakers and the growers is exceptional, and this is a great showcase for these wines.
There you go. There's still a couple tickets left. Get your tickets. It'll be indoors, so regardless of what the weather does, you've got a great place to taste some wine. We're going to take a look at that local weather next.